This is the tutorial for the T, the extrude tool. So we're going to set our working directory. I'm going to drive this home. So you're going to double click your computer, find your H drive, find your Creo folder, find your extrudes folder, and right click and go to set working directory. Now you can see mine is not written in black text, so I've already selected it. If yours was in black, that means you haven't selected it. This is a small step, but a really important step. So we're going to go ahead and go new, and this is going to be the T, and I'm going to go ahead and call it T test, just so we can try it out. And it needs to be a part. Click OK, and we're going to extrude. We're going to draw on the front plane, and we're going to click on sketch view, which is going to orient us to look at the front plane. And now we're going to use a line chain to rough out the shape. One technique I like to use, you could just draw the T, okay, and you would have no idea how big you're drawing it. And then when you try to dimension it down or up to the correct size, it'll give you some trouble and it'll look not like a T anymore. So one thing that can be very handy is to go ahead and draw one line. Alright, so let's just draw one line in here. And let's go ahead and dimension that line. Let's see how big this is. And it's actually pretty close to what we need. It's 171.35. I need it to be 200. But by me making this 200 right now, I'm just making sure my drawing is to scale. And then as I rough out the rest of the shape, everything else will be very close to what I need it to be. So I'm going to go ahead and center this on the plane. I'm going to make this 100. And then what would be a good idea here? What about the thickness of the top of the T, which is 50? So let's go ahead and make this 50. And that just puts me in a really good position to rough out the rest of this T. So now when I go to my line chain and I draw the rest of this in, I'm going to be a lot closer on my actual drawing. Now some of it will be wrong, but a lot of it will be really close. And then let's go ahead, and you can see it's closed, it's shaded in, and then we just got to change the rest of these numbers. I got a bunch of numbers that are already correct. You can see that it says L1, L1 here. That's actually good because these are equal, and so this means line 1 and line 1 are going to be equal. If for some reason you didn't want these equal, you would have to change that now and get rid of that constraint. And the way you would do that is get your selection tool up here, click on the L1 and highlight it, and then hit the delete key, not backspace, but delete key on your keyboard. But in our case, we do want it. So we'll go ahead and make the height here at 100. A lot of kids accidentally type in 150 if this dimension pops up. That's because the total height of the T is 150. So you got to do your math. So you got to go 50 plus 100, total height of 150, and make sure you get these numbers correct. So there's 100. The width at the bottom is the same as the height of the T here, so 50. Okay, and you can see, uh-oh, what happened there? Well, we got to make some other changes here to make this correct. So now we have a math problem. What's this number going to be? Well, we can do that. 200 minus 50, what do you get? 150 divided by 2, because we want these sides equal to each other, is 75. So let's make this 75, and then let's look at it. Yep, looks good. Okay, accept it. Make it whatever thickness you want the T to be. I'm going to make it, let's make it 50, just like the width of the T, and accept it. And that, after you save it, is the end of the T for extrude.